Because of the tension in the country, here are 7 things I want to ask you to consider in your behavior. And the first, be polite and respectful. If you get stopped by the police, you can tell me, first of all, roll all your windows down. Now listen young people, listen. This is no time for you to have weed in your car. If you smoke weed, don't put it in your car right now. You don't need that hassle, okay? That's dumb. I didn't say you couldn't smoke it, but don't have it in your car. And if your friends got it, put them out. If you have a weapon that's not registered, do not have it in your car.
In this first initial stage here, this is called the interview stage. When an officer first comes up to you, there's a force continuum that is taught. And the first one is the verbal confrontation. And that one right there, that sums it up right there. Because if he's not met with some degree of respect, he's going to escalate to the next level. And that's going to put you in the level. First of all, the traffic stop is the hardest thing to do because everybody is not capable of communicating in a positive way. First of all, the person who pulled over, they're upset. So if you met with the word helicopter and all of this, that escalates that officer's next response.
Okay, so, and I tell you something, folks, respect, it belongs to everybody. When you stop, put both of your hands on the wheel and be respectful. 2, if you feel you're being mistreated, you can file a complaint later. That's not the time to escalate. That's not the time to cause a scene. That's not the time to get bad with the officer. If you get home, you can file a complaint. Should I repeat that? If you feel like you've been mistreated, you have the redress, but you can't do it there. It's the wrong place. Did you hear what he just said? You're upset because you got stopped. The officer's on edge. What you stopped me for? He stopped you for something. I was in a car the other day that wasn't my own. It had illegally dark windows. It was not my car. So when the officer stopped me, they both got out. I rolled all the windows down. And the officer says, "Is that your car?" I said, "Man, look at me. I'm an old man." But I tried to make it, and then he found out I was okay. Amen. I don't think they ran the place then anyway. Do not argue with the officer. Here again, what you've just heard, that's only going to put him on edge and make you more upset. It's not the time. Do not argue. Answer what you're asked and remain calm. Be careful with your words. That's not the time for you to have a lot to say. If you read your rights, it says anything you say can and will be held against you where? In a court of law. Just be careful with your words, answer what you're asked, and remain calm.
Yeah, especially on this one here, when you are given a ticket, if you get one, sometimes depending on your actions, the officer makes little notations on the back, which the judge reads. So,
Say that again.
The officers sometimes make notations on the back of the ticket, depending on how you acted. So if you're calm and cool, sometimes you put a notation on the back, no problem, or something informational to the judge. So when he reviews this and look at your record, sometimes he throw them out, hit you with a little fine.
I didn't know that. 5, keep your hands in sight. Keep your hands in sight. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Never, ever go in your pockets or reach for anything without permission. I've decided that I'm not much of a threat. I'm an old man. If I get stopped, if I haven't retrieved, now I keep my license right down on the floor of my car. Don't ask me why, but I do. There's no way, if the officer stops me, am I going to reach down for that pouch. I'm going to get that pouch before he gets there and get my license. If he says to me, license, what they got for registration and proof of insurance, I'm going to say, sir, my registration is in my glove compartment. Do I have your permission to go in that glove compartment? As a matter of fact, You can go in there if you want to, because I want to get home, and I want. Now, at that moment, he knows you're not out for trouble. My wife says she ain't going in nothing if she gets stopped. My wife got stopped once. It was an incident. It was a case of mistaken identity. They had guns trained on the car. They surrounded the car. They were yelling at her. And the officer said, "Open that purse, open that purse." She said, "Ain't no way I'm going in that purse." She said, "You want something out of there? You get it." So you've got to remain calm. If that officer says, "Sir, without your permission, I can't go in that glove compartment. I've got to go. I've got to get your permission because I want you to know I mean no harm to you. I want to get home. I want you to get home." At that moment, he knows where you're coming from. Why? We've got to take drastic measures when things are as tough as they are now. We cannot go with business as usual. 6, avoid physical contact. If the officer, if he says to me, "Sir, step out of the car," do what? Now listen, young people, listen, please listen to me. Ain't nobody gonna punk me. Well, when you get dead, I can't talk to you. Nobody's punking you. Nobody's asking you to roll over and play dead. I'm trying to keep you alive. If Michael says to me, "Step out of the car, you are under arrest," I have a right to say.
You have a right to say for what?
For what? Now, quite frankly, if he's that kind of officer, listen to me, and I'm afraid it ended with my life. If after I say for what the first time, and he just said, "Get out the car." See, when you hear that tone of voice, it's escalated. Get out. Anybody gonna hit me? Fine, then we'll bury you. Get out the car.
And the particular reason for getting out of the car is if this officer stops you and run your information, there may be an outstanding warrant for you. A lot of people will drive in the streets today with outstanding warrants, not realizing that, "Oh, I thought it was taken care of." That is a further interrogation to get you out of the car, to make the officer safe, and to kind of put you in a controlled circumstance. So if there is something in the car, he has gotten you out of that vehicle for his safety and for yours.
Thank you. So get out. If he says you're under arrest, you're under arrest. And usually there's a reason. Get out of the car. Do not resist arrest. Do not run to or from the officer.
And there were a time, and I know this law has been changed, that anytime you had a warrant against you, you went to jail. What they have now done is relax the arrest situation. If it's only traffic, they rewrite you a summons to go to court. If you have outstanding issues with the court, you're going to take the ride.
All right. Now that's a whole nother issue. If you're guilty, you sure enough need to be quiet. 7, remain calm. Watch your words and your body language. Any movement toward anyone, and it appears to be aggressive, is going to make the other person uncomfortable. You can't tell me that some officers do not fear for their lives. When an officer was shot and killed on Manhattan 2 weeks ago, he did not abuse the young man. He simply stopped him on a suspicion. The young man had a weapon and took his life. Blue lives matter, black lives matter, all lives matter.
In that instance that he's speaking about, it was a matter of seconds that the defendant was in a prone position and bladed himself with the officer, and in a minute of seconds took a gun and shot him in the back of the neck.
He was against the car.
He was against the car, and all he did was turn around. Right.
So in a matter of seconds, see, just like it's a matter of seconds with the assailant, it was a matter of seconds the police lost his life, which means that young man was out to do wrong. Now, here's the other issue, and I want to address this and 2 more things and I'll be done. What should you do, Mike, if you have a weapon in your car?
What you want to do is notify the officer immediately, "I have a weapon in the car." Legal or not, let him know. So that's going to be his next step, is to remove that weapon. Now, what I want to tell you guys, every agency has an internal investigation bureau. And if you ever feel as if you have been mistreated, handled inappropriately, all you have to do is contact that number. In Jefferson Parish, it's 832-2300, and they will investigate it. My officers get investigated all the time, simply just for speaking to somebody incorrectly. This August, it'll be 39 years that I've been with the department. And thank you. I'm trying to make 40. But for the past 20 years, I've been working in the judicial area, and I've handled all the reports, and I read these things. And there's a process. Even if you get pulled over or arrested, it goes to the district attorney. He screens these things to see if there's merit to push it forward. A lot of times, they don't go past the DA's office. But a lot of time, it depends on your attitude and the situation and your record. It's like a credit score, depending on how it looks.